Act like you've been there before. That's what your Little League coach tells you when you hit a home run. But what if it's been a decade since the Rays have been there before? We're talking about 9 straight wins. The best record in not Little League, but the Major League. For hockey fans, there's as many steps to ending the NHL lockout as assembling a cabinet from IKEA. This afternoon, the Players Association moved to the final page of the how-to manual. Welcome in the president of Daytona International Speedway and a Jesuit high grab, plus the Harley J. Earl Daytona 500 Championship Trophy. And tell me about this Daytona Rising project.
10 Sports anchor Chris Fischer is joining us now. Chris, I know that you have covered him a great deal. You're going to talk to us a little bit about the difference in tracks. I mean, this is a NASCAR driver. What's he doing at this track anyway, racing?
Well, this happens quite often. It's called getting back to the roots. It's what NASCAR drivers like to do for fun, actually. Defensive line and tight end are all positions of need. Is that the first thing that they address if they decide to keep this pick?
Well, look, it's defense.
Now, time for 10 Sports from the Suncoast Hyundai Dealers Sports Desk.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome into 10 Sports Extra. I'm Chris Fischer. A 73-year-old gets behind the wheel in a NASCAR race, and it doesn't end well. And if age is just a number, we had an age-old matchup in the World Cup final. Plus, time is ticking down until the Major League trade deadline. Here with the Rays, David Price and Ben Zobrist have to say about it. And speaking of David Price, back on the mound after skipping yesterday's start due to illness, leaving him inactive for Tuesday night's All-Star game, but he had All-Star quality stuff against the Blue Jays. Striking out the first batter in the showdown and then collecting 4 more, going 8 strong innings, K'ing 5, allowing 5 hits, issuing just 1 walk in his first shutout of the season. Rays jumping on the scoreboard in the second, 2 outs on, and Logan Forsythe driving in his 15th RBI of the season. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Bottom of the third, bags loaded with 2 outs, and Yunel Escobar swinging for the fences. This one doesn't have the distance. Rays 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Bottom of the 6th now, still 1-0. Jose Molina taking one to right, Escobar heading for home, and so is the throw from Jose Bautista. Uni called out at the plate. He's not happy. This one would go to review. Umpires saying, would you like fries with that? Take another look. Escobar foot hits the bag first. It would be overturned. He's safe. 2-0 Rays. They'd tack on some insurance in the 7th with an Evan Longoria sac fly RBI. Jake McGee back from paternity leave, and he slams the door shut. His 7th save of the season. Rays take it 3-0. Price improves to 15-2 against the Blue Jays. It's their 4th series win in their last 5, improving their record to 44-53 at the All-Star break. Their worst record on this day since 2007. So, Joe Madden, what are your thoughts on Price's performance?
Honestly, he's probably had a better fastball, but he pitched so well.
Now Price is in line to make 2 more starts before the July 31st trade deadline. The second coming at the Trop against the Red Sox. But he isn't the only big chip the Rays possess. Ben Zobrist is another name blowing around the trade winds. Both players took the time to discuss the trade speculation.
I'm definitely not immune to it. You know, it's something I try not to think about.
Yankees will certainly be shopping for pitching at the deadline. Bronx Bombers at the Inner Harbor taking on the Orioles. Brett Gardner sending a leadoff homer toward Boog's Barbecue, putting the Yanks on top 1-0 in the first. Kevin Gausman would settle in from there. You want big fly but by? How about Chris Crush Davis in the 4th? A 2-run shot, his 15th of the season, 2-1 O's. Later in the inning, Jonathan Scoop scoops another run in for Baltimore, now 3-1. Rain would set in, forcing a delay in the 5th. Orioles currently on top in this one, 3-1. In Houston, Red Sox taking on the Astros. In Houston, you have a problem. Clay Buchholz striking out 12 in a complete game effort. He only surrendered 3 hits. Red Sox built a 4-0 lead in the 5th. Bags loaded for Christian Vasquez. Jose Altuve, the great glove with the subpar throw. That's going to play 2 for Beantown. They blow out Houston 11-0, knocking 16 hits. They've won 4 out of their last 5. Diego Maradona had the hand of God, while Lionel Messi may have the foot of an angel. Prior to today, the best player in the world had never taken Argentina to the World Cup championship match, while Maradona did it twice, winning one and losing another, both times facing Germany. If Messi could beat the Germans and lift the World Cup trophy, he would reside at the left hand of God in the eyes of Argentines. The last match in the month-long tournament is a rematch of the 86 and 1990 World Cup finals. Who would take the tiebreaker? First half, Argentina on the attack. Messi the cross, Gonzalo Higuain the finish. Higuain thinks he puts Argentina on top, but the side judge says, Higuain offsides. Still 0-0 heading into the second half. Argentina back on the attack. Messi, wide of the net. He can't believe it. To extra time we go, still tied 0-0. Germany off the cross. Mario Götze. The beautiful game, the beautiful goal, and that delivers the championship to Germany, becoming the first European country to win the World Cup on South American soil, 1-0. To the American variety of football, 11 days until the Buccaneers report to training camp, and unlike Greg Schiano's tenure as head coach, Lovie Smith will have his team practice in the afternoon rather than 9 in the morning. Lovie wants his team to practice in a temperature and time of day that seems likely to fit on game days. Wideout Louis Murphy looks ready to go for his first season with his hometown team, staying in shape while hosting his annual football camp yesterday.
The best part of training camp is building a camaraderie with your teammates and coaches.
11 days, can't wait. So LeBron has a new home of sorts in the NBA, back to Cleveland. And the guy standing next to him in this picture, Clearwater High product and Florida State product as well, Okaro White, is trying to find a home in the association. For all the squeaking on the floor, there is no squeaking by here. This is the NBA Summer League, where hoop dreams collide. Clearwater native Okaro White is just one of the many NBA hopefuls trying to impress and earn an extremely limited roster spot with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okaro White stops on a dime and hits.
And, a lot of people say that, you're not just trying out for the team you're playing with, you're trying out for the other 29 teams, which is true. But, I can't see, coming from my point of view as a player, you're just trying to play your best.
Undrafted out of Florida State, the former Pinellas County Player of the Year is trying to elevate his game while competing against the top 1% basketball has to offer.
When you got so many guys playing on summer league teams that's trying to find their way in the NBA, it's very tough because you're getting everybody's maximum effort.
White stands out as one of the most gifted athletes on the floor in the Orlando tournament, but he's not even the most gifted athlete in his own family. That honor belongs to his mother, Charmaine, a former Jamaican Olympian track star.
I beat her when I was 15, I think, which is a high age. She used to joke with me all the time, but that kind of stopped when I got in high school.
His athleticism is ridiculous. He changes games. He makes a lot of plays just with his athleticism. He gets his hand on a lot of balls. He can jump out of the gym, and he can shoot it.
Averaging 8.5 points per game, it's Okaro's all-around game that could land him a spot on the roster.
I'll try to take my best opportunity. Whether that's the NBA or overseas or D-League, whatever. So I really don't know right now. I'm just leaving it in God's hands.
One of White's teammates in Orlando, former Gators star Scotty Wilbekin, who lit it up the last time he was at the Amway Center in the NCAA tournament. Undrafted, Wilbekin is getting a chance to play with the Grizz and the 76ers in the Summer League, trying to make either roster.
It's just different. I'm in a different role, not starting, not playing as many minutes.
They were getting loud at Loudon. See who wrecked the weekend at New Hampshire next. Welcome back. Who says you can't be a race car driver in your golden years? 73-year-old Morgan Shepherd made the field for today's race at Loudon, besting his own record as the oldest driver to start on the Sprint Cup Series. Shepherd would finish 39th, wreck a couple of guys, and finish 27 laps down, but he lasted longer on the track than points leader Jimmy Johnson. Not once, but twice coming up with a flat left rear tire, turning him into the wall. Johnson's day done after 15 laps. Brad Keselowski took yesterday's nationwide race. Today, he led 137 laps. Justin Allgaier bringing out the caution with 4 laps to go, forcing the green-white checkered finish. Wouldn't matter. It was Keselowski's day for the 3rd time this season. Brad Keselowski takes the checkers, takes over the points lead. He's locked into a spot in the chase, winning at New Hampshire. As seen earlier on 10 News, final round of the John Deere Classic, the tune-up before next week's British Brian Harman. Wow. Needing a win to qualify for Royal Liverpool. Oh, and he wanted it with a long birdie putt on 9 to take the outright lead at 19 under, and then he follows it up at 10. Harman wins the John Deere Classic with video game-like numbers at 22 under par. Across the pond, final round of the LPGA British Open. This is Mo Martin at 18, breaking out the 3-wood. And watch this ball track towards the cup. Martin has never won on tour, and this one is going in the hole. Oh, no, off the pin. She'd settle for an eagle, misses out on the albatross, taking her to 1 under par and giving her a 1-stroke victory. Her first is a major, taking the British Open. Next week, it's the gentlemen's turn as they head to Royal Liverpool. Tiger Woods already there, tuning up for his first major of the season. Be sure to follow that with Dave Worth this week right here on 10 Sports. And that's all the time we have tonight on 10 Sports Extra. We'll see you back here next Sunday. Make sure to wake up with the morning show starting at 5 a.m. Remember, 10 News is your source for news. For breaking news anytime, log on to WTSP.com.